Hey everybody, it's your buddy Eric, and this is Honest 5 for October 21st, 2019. It is about a half hour from the banned and restricted list hitting us, and there's nothing restricted because they said they're not going to be touching vintage, and I'm wearing a t-shirt because I'm about to go to bed. But I'm very excited for this. I don't know. Lots of people are always like, oh, don't ban stuff, ban, people can play and stuff like that, and like figure stuff out, and like standard's only been like for 3 weeks, and blah, 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 blah. But with Arena, I think standard just goes so fast right now that's just like, you know what, ban shit, and I'll ban it later. Like, you know what, Oko, oh no, the Oko investment. Oko's being played in modern, legacy, vintage decks are playing Oko. Like, it's a fucking powerful card. Yeah, if it gets banned in standard, its price is going to drop. You know what? I mean, yeah, I get it. It sucks. Like, you spend money on something and you can't use it anymore. I always hate the whole thing about like rotation. Oh, it's so bad because standard rotation is so bad because your decks become invalid. It's like if your decks become invalid, um, every single week decks become invalid. If that's a concern for you, you're not competitive to the extent where you really care that much, right? Like the people who play whatever the fuck in modern because they just like playing modern. So it's like if you're actually competitive, I don't think you really care that much. And money does, yeah, but I mean, if you're spending money that on Magic that you can't recuperate, or would be a thing, that's bad. Like it's a hobby. I know it's an expensive fucking hobby, but it's just you have to I don't know, you have to budget smart. And I just think financial reasons for bans make sense. I understand. I'm sympathetic, but I don't care. I really just don't. If my Okos become worthless tomorrow, oh well. That's a risk I took. I mean, everything's a risk. I risk driving to work. That's just how I look at these kind of things. It's funny with my depression because I'm always anxious, but this kind of stuff just doesn't really bother me. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't really bother me. Anyway, what are my hopes? Banfield, my most realistic thing is Banfield of the Dead, ban Teferi. That's what I think is the most likely thing. I can't imagine them just banning Field of the Dead. But I don't see that as a good thing because I think that yes, there's the. We were seen by the winning thing that Gruul is potentially in a good position, but how much of it is that because of Gruul had a slightly favored Oko matchup? I don't know. I haven't looked at all the detail yet, but just Christ, I hope Gruul's not our best deck because I hated playing it. But we have Oko thing with that. But I really think that Oko is less of a problem than Teferi. Now, I think Teferi needs to be banned because, alright, what does Oko not touch? Right, Oko cannot touch lands, which one of the reasons Field of the Dead was so good. Oko cannot touch enchantments, and Oko cannot touch planeswalkers. Okay, but what does that leave mostly as removal for Oko? Well, sorceries, instants, and enchantments. The two biggest ones probably being enchantment stuff, which is powerful against Oko because Oko can't touch it, and instants. Well, Teferi bounces enchantments and stops you from playing instant speed. So it's the best ways to attack Oko. Putting out enchantments that they can't do anything about because the new big artifacts get turned into 3/3s by Oko, all legendary artifacts. But Oko can't touch enchantments, but Teferi can bounce them. So but Wilderness Reclamation is a powerful enchantment. It doesn't see play anymore. Why? Teferi, instant speed, and they can bounce it. Right? You pay a 4-mana thing, you untap. It doesn't matter because you can't do anything with that, and Teferi can just time walk you. So Teferi really needs a ban. It's a hard fucking card to play around in vintage. Vintage, it's hard to deal with Teferi. You can Pyroblast the motherfucker in Vintage and Legacy, but it's still a powerful card to deal with. Modern, yeah, we don't. I mean, Standard, Modern is good. Modern, Jesus Christ, Modern with Spellcrawler, it's ridiculous. Standard, Teferi has to go. Teferi has to go. I think Teferi opens up more avenues to dealing with Oko and makes Oko a slightly less powerful card. Not that it's not completely powerful, but let's ban Teferi and let's ban Field of the Dead, and let's have, hopefully, a fun standard. Because I'd like to have a fun GP in a week and a half. Peace out. Good night. Have a good one.